Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and that's right. For today's reviews, gonna be, because the month of May is actually when the first Oz book was published, and why not? I guess, to celebrate that, review a couple of Oz movies. Now, of course, I've already reviewed The Wizard of Oz, if you guys remember. So now, I'm reviewing two Oz movies, that are from Disney. That's right. So, anyways, and that's right. I'm, of course, reviewing Return to Oz. Finally, I have seen this movie, and I recently had watched it, and I actually thought it was pretty decent. I thought it was not bad. I don't know what took me so long to see this movie. I don't know, but, I finally have seen it, and hey, I watched it on Disney+. It was good. So, Return to Oz, I gotta say, again, I think it's not that bad and decent, I mean, when it was released, because it was out in 1985, it got mixed, definitely. Even, famous film critics like Leonard Maltin and Roger Ebert, trashed this film because talking about The Wizard of Oz, as we all know, from 1939, but Return to Oz has nothing to do with that Oz movie. Okay, because Return to Oz is just based on the an adaptation of the Oz books. You know what I'm saying? So just another thing is, okay, one thing in this movie is that hey, it does have the ruby slippers. That's because that was an original concept and thing from MGM, and Disney had to pay a fee to acquire those ruby slippers. They had to pay a fee to MGM in order to get those ruby slippers in the film. Also, because, okay, with the story itself, I think, 6 months after the Twister, the Twister incident, with the Twister, Dorothy going on about, the land of Oz and that kind of stuff, and Auntie M and I think Uncle Henry, both of them, they set up Dorothy to, this hospital or something, electricity or just that kind of thing. Yeah, because that's the way to, but, come on. Let's just say, couldn't they have thought that, that was Dorothy's imaginary thing, I don't know, but anyways, and Dorothy played by Farusa Balk, and there's also Dr. Worley, played by Nicole Williamson, Williamson, and then there's Nurse Wilson, played by Jean Marsh, and Auntie Anne, played by Piper Laurie. Matt Clark plays Uncle Henry, and for Nicole Williamson, and Jean Marsh, they have two other roles, and which being in the Land of Oz, just like with with the Oz movies, actor having two parts, one role in Kansas and one part in the Land of Oz, if you get what I'm saying. Nicole Williamson, he plays the Gnome King, and Jean Marsh, she's Moby, or I think it's Moby, Moby. And of course, Dorothy, she travels to the Land of Oz once again, and with a chicken, Belena, I think I got it right, Belena, and voiced by Denise Breyer. So, Belena, a chicken, and taking Toto's place, obviously. Toto does appear, but doesn't join Dorothy. Some of the other characters, there's TikTok, performed by Michael Sudden and Tim Ross. And TikTok is voiced by Sean Barrett. And TikTok, a robotic character and such, who I think has been in the Oz books somewhere. And then there's Jack Pumpkinhead. I think, the body performed by Stuart Harvey Wilson, and the voice of Jack Pumpkinhead is Brian Henson. Yep, Jim Henson's son. So that's cool. Actually, I think I remember, even, say, Dick Van Dyke was considered for the role for either voicing Jack Pumpkinhead or Scarecrow, but got neither. But I think Brian Henson, he does pretty good as Jack Pumpkinhead, and for Scarecrow, we'll get to him in a sec. Some of the other characters, there's Gump, who is this, green moose, head boss, you know? I think, yeah. He's a moose, green moose or something, voiced by Lyle Conway, and I think puppeteering of Gump, performed by Stephen Norrington. Scarecrow, I think, yeah. Well, it doesn't really say the voice of Scarecrow. I guess not, no. But the Scarecrow, played by Justin Case, Tin Man, played by Deep Roy, and the Cowardly Lion, played by John Alexander. And John Alexander also plays one of the Wheelers, because we also have the Wheelers. They like ride on wheels and such with their arms and legs, you know? They have long legs, you know? And for Mombi, because there's a couple other versions of Mombi, like that sequence in her castle or whatever with different female heads, you know, they're as busts. Like, she would take a head and put it on her body. Just, wow, dark. Mombi 2 is played by Sophie Ward, and Mombi 3 played by Fiona Victory. So, yeah. Yeah, and also, because this also features stop motion to it, clay stop motion, by the late, great, legendary stop motion animator with clay, Will Venton. Yeah, he really does a good job. You know, his claymation in this, really good. And especially for the Gnome King. Yeah, and for the characters, like, I remember, because with the production and everything else, like, Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Cowardly Lion were supposed to have big parts in the film, but that never came to be, you know, due to budget strings or something, I'm pretty sure, something like that. But the music I thought was okay, and the visual effects pretty good too, aside from the claymation. Everything that was going on in the movie was not bad, and with its characters, with Dorothy in this, I think that Fairuza Balk does a pretty good job as Dorothy. And with the other characters that take the place of, you know, Dorothy's other friends, you know, Jack Pumpkin and TikTok and Gump, they're pretty good, and Balena, the chicken. I'm trying to remember, what was I gonna say? Yeah, and they escape Mombi's castle and such, and what they put together flies, and with Mombi being like the head like flying and such, just, you know, that's the best I can say. And with the Gnome King, you know, because he's a rock and such, you know, and, you know, he has them do a game and such, choose the right item that's, you know, the Scarecrow, because the Scarecrow is being held hostage by Gnome King, and eventually, because they find out all green objects are what you know, it's the green objects, and Dorothy says, Oz, boom, they're not objects anymore, so, you know. But the climax was pretty good. The defeat of the Gnome King was pretty good, and throughout the film, they were so desperate. The Gnome King and Nomi, they were so desperate in getting the chicken, you know, Balena. And Balena throughout the film was having trouble laying an egg, and Balena finally did. And it went into the Gnome King's mouth, and basically, with the Gnome King, with, you know, those gnomes, you know, rocks, whatever, the eggs are poisonous to them, and it kills the Gnome King. And Oz is broken from a curse. Everything's back to normal, a happy ending and such. And this one girl that kept popping up here and there, where exactly? Who was that? I'm trying to. I don't see her in the cast. Well, this one girl who kept popping up here and there, you know, and that kind of helped Dorothy escape from that hospital, and we see her at the end of the film. She is it was Ozma, okay, I missed it, yeah, right next to Deep Roy. I got it on the tablet, so Emma Ridley plays Ozma, and she is actually the daughter of who was the king of the Land of Oz, so that's really cool. And Ozma gets the ruby slippers and tells Dorothy that, you know, if she wants to visit the Land of Oz again, you know, and just, you know, and Ozma would keep checking in on Dorothy from time to time. And all ends well. Actually, the hospital, I think, was destroyed and such. Dr. Worley was killed because he went in to save his machines and such. And Nurse Wilson is taken to jail. Serves her right. And all ends well because the new house that they were building, because, after the destruction of the first one with the Twister, And I forgot, Gary Kurtz, he produced this, who had previously, he produced the first 2 Star Wars films, and I'm pretty sure, he was involved with another film of George Lucas's, American Graffiti. And I think he was also involved in The Dark Crystal, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But overall, Return to Oz, I think, is actually a pretty decent live-action Disney film. Not a gem or, like, a major success, I just think it's okay. It's actually pretty decent. And, it's my opinion, so, And, you guys let me know what you think. If you've seen Return to Oz, what you think of it, leave comments as always. And how I rate this, that's a good question. I'd probably give it, say, 7 out of 10 stars. That's good for me. 7 out of 10 stars is good, so So, with that being said, that's my review of Return to Oz. I give it 7 out of 10 stars. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Return to Oz. And, yep, more reviews on your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward. And up next, another Oz film to be reviewed, straight from Disney. You might know what the next one's going to be. Stay tuned for that. Take care. See you guys in the next video /review video. And peace out.